Hey, what's going on, all y'all? Got another STAAR problem for you. This particular one has to do with probability. Probably one of my favorite topics. Okay, so let's have a look. There's going to be just a few things that we need to cover. This video might run a little bit long, but let's see. All right, let's take a look at the problem. Boris has a coin and a number cube. A number cube, set of dice. Okay, 6 sides, 1 through 6. Number cube is labeled 1 through 6. Okay. Flips the coin once and rolls the number cube once. All right, so imagine that happened in your mind. Flips the coin once, number cube once. Okay. So I always draw my diagrams whenever I'm doing something like this. Okay, a math problem. Just draw a diagram. Okay, so I've got a coin, 2 sides, heads and tails. Each one has an equal chance. Okay, there's 2 possible outcomes. All right, and heads is one of those and tails is one of those. So each one has a probability of 1 over 2, P for probability. Okay, so we need to find what's the probability that when he does this, the coin is going to land tails up. So we're just interested in the tails right here. Battery again. And the die lands on an even number. Okay, so let's take a look at the die. We talked about the coin. Each one of those 2 outcomes has a 1 out of 2 chance of happening. Now the cube has 6 possible outcomes, and each one of those outcomes has a 1 out of 6 chance of happening. Okay? Now what they want to know is the probability that these 2 things both happen. Okay? The coin lands tails up and the cube lands on an even number. And they use the word "and" to show that they want them both to happen. Alright. 2 words in simple probability, which is what we're doing here. And they both have different mathematical meanings, okay? "And" is going to mean you're going to take the simple probability of one event and you're going to multiply it by simple probability of the other event. Okay? In this case, they're asking us the cube lands on an even number. So the even numbers are 2, 4, and 6. Okay? If they had said "or," well, that means we would have added them, but this question just deals with "and." Okay? Alright, so the probability the cube will land on an even number is, well, I just add them up. 1 out of 6 plus 1 out of 6 plus 1 out of 6 is equal to 3 out of 6, which is equal to 1 out of 2. Okay? Alright, so 1 out of 2 is my probability. Now, I can just do this and multiply because I know what "and" means. 1 over 2 times 1 over 2. 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 is equal to 1 over 4. Okay, and that's my probability. Scoot over here and choose answer choice G. Now, this is something I want to show you for figuring it out. This is called a tree diagram, and it shows the events happening as a pathway. In other words, if you were to follow just this path to get to the number 1, well, you would have to go, the coin would have to land on heads, and then when you did the cube, it would land on a 1. You see that? And this is a different outcome. Flip the coin and it landed on heads, and then you rolled the cube and it landed on the number 2. That's a different outcome, different pathway. Take a look here. I circled what we want, which is for the coin to land on tails. So we go down here, the tails path, and then the cube to land on an even number. And you see there's 3 possible outcomes. Okay? Now, let's look at the total number of outcomes that can happen. Okay? There are 6 if it lands on heads, and 6 if it lands on tails, for a total of 12 pathways. Okay? Total of 12 possible outcomes. Now, 3 of those, 1, 2, 3, are what we want to happen, 3 over 12. And 3 over 12 is equal to 1 over 4 with a scale factor of 1/3. Alright, this thing called a tree diagram, something you can draw really quick and help you get to the possible outcomes that you get in this type of a problem. It's a good way to visualize it. Okay? Alright. Take another look up here. Means multiply or means add. Each outcome. It's 1 out of 6. We just added the outcomes. 1 over 6 for 2, 1 over 6 for 4, 1 over 6 for 6. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 3 over 6 equals 1 over 2 with a scale factor of 1/3. Same way we did it down here. This is a great way to visualize it.